Okay, Joy, I wanted to explain to you how to use these reports. Okay. All right. Let's go over the test template, which I updated for you just now. Okay. All of the steps are actually in there, and I just went ahead and I updated it on sheet number 2 here. And these are the instructions for any of the bloggers who have customers that have their blog on a domain other than Empower Network. So they have their own domain blog like mine. In this case, you're going to be there's going to be a few extra steps that they have to do, which are down at the bottom here. They have to use the auto syndicator to syndicate the blog. I know in mine I have that available there. It's easy to see. It's it's right on the right hand side above the post. And as well, they need to if they happen to have two blogs that you're doing for that customer. Like some of our customers have an Empower Network blog, and they also have their own domain blog. So if you happen to have a customer or a client or a blogger who has that customer, they have to blog to the Empower Network blog, and they have to blog to the domain blog. But they can actually cut and paste the HTML from the Empower Network blog once it's completed, and then just paste it into the domain blog, like the customer's own domain blog. And then they have to syndicate it. They have to copy the post's URL into the Excel file along with the Empower Network URL. So when we get it back, we'll see at the top of it, we'll see an Empower Network URL, and then their own domain URL with the same name. So the post is actually going to be identical. It has the same title. Everything's identical. Okay, and then yeah, that's basically all you have to do. And I'll have a video as well on these sheets that this is exactly what each blogger is going to receive. And I'm going to have a video down at the bottom here. I'll paste a link to the video for the training, just in case they need to go back and get more training. Alright, so hopefully that's clear for you. Just make sure that they get a copy of this file, so you know, they can use it, and then they're going to send it back to you after they're done each day. So they're probably going to be naming it, they'll probably name it their name, and then the date will also be included in the name of the file. So maybe you can make that clear to them, that when they name the report that they're sending to you, that they have to make sure to put the date in the name, so that you can keep them separate. So every day you're going to be getting reports from every blogger that's working for you. So if you have 10 bloggers working for you, you should get 10 reports every day from your blogger. Now what you're going to do with those reports is you're going to be auditing their posts. So you need to go in and you need to audit their posts. Now I'll leave it up to you as far as if you want to audit all of their posts. Might be a good idea to start with. But once you get to know the bloggers, you're going to find out which ones are actually doing a good job and which ones you have to keep an eye on. But you have to make sure that you audit at least 2, like one of their viral blogs and one of their SEO blogs every day. Even if you trust them, it's always best to, you know, randomly audit, audit all of their posts once in a while. So like, let's say, you know, at least once a week you're auditing one blogger's complete work. Like so one day, you know, you'll audit a blogger's complete work, and then the next day you'll do another one. So the next day you'll do another one. So if you have, or maybe you'll do 2. If you're working Monday through Friday, you'll want to audit 2 bloggers' work, all of their work. and then maybe the other 8 you can just randomly check their posts. But to start with, you might want to check them all just to make sure that they do it properly. Anytime someone doesn't do it properly, unless it's a small little error, just correct them, okay? Make sure that they go back and they correct that blog post themselves, or they're not going to get paid for it. And although if they start doing things like getting lazy and they're not putting the videos in, or they're not putting the tweets or the pictures or whatever, they're skipping steps, best thing to do is just move on to the next blogger. Like let's just find another one to take their place rather than fighting with them. I mean, if they're either going to do it or they're not, and the steps are fairly clear, so they shouldn't have a problem doing it. Now, they're only going to be doing a certain number every day. Now, here's the files actually that I'm going to send to you. This is going to be the checklist that you're going to use. Okay, just after a while you're going to memorize them and you'll know exactly what to look for when you check their posts. All right, but maybe to start with, you might want to have a checklist for each one, and then just keep this aside somewhere saved on your computer. Maybe name it, the name of the blogger, and the date. So this will be like, John Smith, October 10th, 12, checklist. I also put I'll put the non-EN blog checklist there as well, so you can use that as a handy reference. Now, the file that we need to receive from you every week is the payroll file. Okay, this is actually a pretty important file. We need to get it every Friday. So send us their work on Friday. So after they're done all their work on Friday, you're going to send us this report. You can always send it on Saturday, but that means they're not going to get paid until Sunday. So we always tell them they're going to get paid on the weekend, either Saturday or Sunday. It just depends on how quickly you get us the payroll file. But all you need to do here is just put the name of the blogger. Make sure you put the customer's name that they're doing. So if they're doing John Smith, put John Smith's name in there. Make sure that you include the blogger's PayPal account name here as well. So you may have to ask them for this at some point, perhaps before the next payroll, which is going to be next weekend, not this weekend. Obviously put their email address in there. And then you want to put the date that they blogged, just in case they missed a day. Sometimes they have issues with their power or their connection to the internet, and they can't blog on a particular day. Ideally, we don't want to have that happening too often. So if you notice that it's a regular thing, seems like every week they're missing a day or two, it's best to move on to a new blogger. You don't need to tell them that they're fired or terminated. You just tell them that there's no more blogs to be done and that they should stop blogging because they're not going to get paid anymore for it. Move on to the next person. You never know, we might need them down the road. Just tell them we ran out of work. Keep it like that. Now, they're going to be doing 15 viral blog posts a day because we want to give our customers 300 of these a month. Okay, even though they think they're only getting 200, we're actually giving them 300. And then we want to make sure that we give them 5 SEO posts per day. Okay, so that's a total of 20 blogs per day per customer. Now, we're only going to start our bloggers with one customer, and perhaps what you can do is you can monitor how long it's taking them to do that. Now, most bloggers should be able to do that, within 2 hours. Because most bloggers can do about 6 SEO blogs a day, an hour, and they can do 15, or they can actually do more than 15. They could probably do 20 or 30 viral posts an hour. Okay, so they should be able to do one customer for 2 hours in a 2-hour window, which means if they want to work for 8 hours a day, that means they can handle 4 customers. Okay, so we're going to add customers to them as they prove themselves. So that'll be up to you and I guess. At the end of the week, I'm going to get this information from you, and once in a while I'm going to have another person that I'm going to be hiring actually is going to be auditing your audits. So you're going to have to save all of those files that are sent to you each week, all of the audits that that you get, all of these files that your blogger sends to you each week, each day. I mean, you know, all of their reports that they send to you, all of these, the list of all of their blogs they did for each day. So every week you're going to have 5 files from a blogger with their customer name and the date. So if they're doing 4 customers and 5 you know, they're doing 4 customers a day, that means that the blogger is going to have to separate their report by the customer name. So and you can tell them to do this in whatever format you want. If you want them to just create an Excel file with, you know, their name, their customer name, and then the date along the side here, and then the links to the blogs, that's acceptable. In fact, I can even work on a template for you, and we can kind of streamline that as we go. But I'm going to need those every week from you. So when you send in your report, the payroll report every week, you're also going to be sending me all of your audit sheets, all of the files that your bloggers sent you, and I'm going to be saving them in a special place, and I'm going to have someone going through all of the audits that you did and checking to make sure that you actually did the audits. Okay. It's also a good way for us to catch things that you might have missed. All right. So it's kind of it's a quality control process, because we've been finding we have another manager right now, and for some reason he's been given too much leeway, you know, and we haven't been keeping an eye on him, and we've had customers asking for refunds because some of the bloggers are blogging the same posts every week. So, you know, one week they'll have all different posts for the customer, and then the second week or the third week they actually duplicate the post. They give them the same posts again, like they save them somewhere and they just post them again. So got to make sure that you know, that they don't do that. So all of these posts should be unique. They shouldn't have any duplication whatsoever. So I mean, it was only one person we found who had that done, and hopefully, you know, it was only one person. But you know, sometimes bloggers get lazy and they don't want to do it, so they start, you know, taking shortcuts, and we want to get rid of them. So we don't want to make them angry, though. We just want to say, hey, you have no more customers. Customers are all gone. Just stop blogging, and you know, you don't have to say you're fired or you did something wrong. You just move on to the next blogger. Okay. So hopefully that covered it all. I will send you written instructions as well, and you know, we'll take this one step at a time. We'll start with just you know, perhaps 5 customers next week or whatever, and we'll just do like a little bit at a time. And if you need an assistant to help, you know, maybe to do something that you're not able to do, let me know, and I'll hire an assistant to help you. Okay. But you know, I'll be checking to make sure that you're spending your time wisely as well. I mean, this shouldn't be taking you 8 hours a day. This is something that, you know, I mean, it might at first as you learn, but after a little while, this should become like, you know, second nature. You should be able to just do it easily. Just go in there and look at them. So, all right, you have a great day. If you have any questions, just send me an email.